Genesis just dropped the 50th anniversary editions of The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. While the 2025 stereo remaster is pushing me away from the music, the Atmos mix is absolutely drawing me in. Let's discuss why this could be the definitive version of this album for some, but where it falls short for others. Genesis have once again revisited The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, this time with a 2025 remaster of the original album, and also included in this set is a 1975 concert live at the Shrine Auditorium, with bonus tracks being the original encore of the show now included, and mixed by Stephen W. Taylor quite marvelously. The remastered original album is spread across 2 CDs and is also available on the Blu-ray, while the concert is only spread across 2 other CDs. There's also a download code where you can download high-res versions of the album, the live show, and 3 demos, being the title track, Chamber of 32 Doors, and In the Cage. I have downloaded the demos and the high-res versions of the album and the live show. I listened to the demos, and all I can say is I'm glad they kept working at the album. It shows the creative spark, but the need for refinement. Also on the Blu-ray, we're now treated to an Atmos mix of the album. I'll briefly touch on stereo sound quality for this set, and then I'm going to compare the 2007 5.1 mix to the new 2025 Atmos mix. No remastering of the original stereo mix really sounds all that great to my ears. It really attests to the challenge in mixing this album, and that's one reason why I believe the Atmos mix is going to end up being the definitive listen for many listeners. As for the 2025 remaster of the original stereo mix of the album, on CD, I find it to be harsh in the dense passages, especially when Peter Gabriel is singing gruffly, and at bumping volume, at that level of volume that I really like to listen to rock music to really get fully engaged, I really get pushed away. It's too harsh sounding, and I found myself turning down the volume and just kind of losing some interest in the album. On Blu-ray, I think we probably have the same mastering, but maybe somehow the Blu-ray just performs better on my system. I find it to be a little bit less harsh, but it still isn't able to completely draw me into the music. Now, the Atmos version of this album, at least on my home theater system, sounds wonderful. There are absolutely no moments of this album that want to push me away. I am drawn into the music. I am just absolutely immersed in often dazzling, complex sounds. The Atmos mix, to my ears, gets it right. There are some commenters claiming that there are some bright passages, but even then they tend to describe a bit of brightness at certain peaks. So I really believe that this Blu-ray Atmos mix is going to perform quite well across a wide variety of systems. The Atmos mix of this album is positively loaded with standout showcase moments, demo moments where you can show off your system. Above all else, I would recommend starting with Hairless Heart and playing through Counting Out Time and the Carpet Crawlers. That trinity of songs, if that doesn't impress you on your system, then we either have entirely different taste or maybe check the calibration of your system. The Atmos mix takes lots of chances. There's lots of active panning. There is very, very discreet placement of important musical information. This album feels unlayered when listening in Atmos. It doesn't feel like anything is obscured. Now, that doesn't mean that the engineers got every single moment precisely the way every single listener wants to hear. For instance, the piano arpeggios that open the album sound a bit muffled on the Atmos mix, whereas on every stereo version I've ever heard, the piano is just crystal clear. Now, this Atmos mix was overseen by Tony Banks and Peter Gabriel, so they at the very least had the chance to give the thumbs up to the tones that we're hearing. It could very well be that Tony Banks thought that the piano that opens the album should be a bit more subtle. We just don't know. But there are some sonic qualities to this Atmos mix that aren't really checking all the boxes for all listeners, but the consensus, the overall impression that I've seen so far is extremely positive. The Atmos mix succeeds in making the back half of this album finally engaging for me, finally fully listenable for me. The waiting room becomes this bizarre psychedelic experience, and indeed, you could showcase your system with it. It has ping-ponging panning and active swirling panning across a wide variety of musical sounds. During the carpet crawlers, Pete's low vocal is up in front of you, and his high vocals are in the surroundy area, kind of all around you. The song is unlayered to the point where you can determine there really is a choir of singers that are laying down the part of the callers. The carpet crawlers heed their callers. We've got to get in to get out. It's sung by at least several people, and I'm pretty sure I hear Phil Collins in the mix. The synthesizers that open riding the scree now not only rise in pitch from low to high, but as they do so, from behind you, they rise up from ear level up to ceiling level. There are moments of this Atmos mix that show that attention to detail and a love for using the immersive audio field to provide some surround wow and to really enhance the musical experience was poured into this project. The Atmos mix retains plenty of punch. My chest was absolutely pummeled by bass guitar and kick drums while remaining listenable. The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway is finally enjoyable and pleasant for me to listen to all the way through, absolutely cranked. By comparison, the 2007 5.1 mix by Nick Davis sounds overly compressed, flat, and just unadventurous to me. It really misses a lot of opportunities to emanate sounds from the front to the back of the room, or vice versa, or to swirl things around you, to ping pong, to actively pan. While these kinds of mixing choices can sometimes sound gimmicky, the risks that are taken for the Lamb Lies Down on Broadway Atmos mix totally work out, in my opinion. So what's the verdict? Do you need this new set, or maybe the alternate vinyl LP plus Blu-ray set? I think it all depends on what you're looking for. If your primary interest is the new Atmos mix, you can either stream it or you can listen to it from the Blu-rays from these sets. This mix sounds great on my system. It's a bit bright on some other systems. If your primary interest is in the best stereo version of this album, I have not heard it myself, but I have it on good authority that the 2024 Analog Productions SACD is the way to go for this album. It's the best mastering to the ears of some internet acquaintances whose opinions I trust. If you're interested in the live show plus the bonus encore, that's available via CD and high-resolution lossless download through this set. You can also stream it on services like Spotify. So if you love immersive audio and you love this album, or you're at least interested in checking it out, you definitely need to get one of these sets. They are still available at retail and at discounters. So go for it before this set disappears from store shelves and ends up being put up on eBay or Discogs at exorbitant prices. If you like reviews like this, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and ring the bell so I can keep you up to date on exciting things that are happening in the immersive audio world. Thanks for watching, and until next time, live life in surround. Here's my hype sticker. I always keep the hype sticker.